Hey guys, this is a homework help video for number 22 on your Module 3 homework. I've already gone ahead and typed my information into Excel. The example for this problem shows you how to do standard deviation and mean on a TI-84. I'm going to show you how to do it on Excel. So, dealing with a set of data of measurements of heights of 9 Army recruits. And then we have list 2 is the set of measured heights of random people shopping in a mall. And these heights are recorded in inches. I just see the word inches, heights in inches. All right, so I went ahead and put my lists right over here in Excel. You could see this is list 1 to the left, and over here to the right is list number 2. And it's asking me to find the mean, range, and standard deviation of these lists. It's also asking me to talk about a couple of other things, which I'll do after we find this. All right, folks, once you get all of your information listed in here, then you're going to select your data and go to Editing, Sort and Filter, and sort from smallest to largest. This little thing pops up here, expand the selection or continue with the current selection. I'm just going to show you what happens. If I don't choose continue with the current selection, this is what happens. It changes all kinds of stuff, and mine won't even do it because I've merged some cells right here, which I can unmerge those cells and show you. Just want to show you what happens. Sort and filter. And sort. It changes everything. It sorts all of these range, mean, standard deviation. So when you select, sort, and filter for this set of data, you are going to tell it to sort the current selection. So just click current selection and then sort. All right, and I'm going to actually do that to both sets of data. And before you sort this stuff, you should always double check and make sure you entered all your numbers correctly, because it is difficult to figure that out after you sort it. All right, now to find the range, I just want, the range is just the difference between the largest entry and the smallest entry. So I'm just subtracting, and I'm selecting those cells to do the subtraction. Some of you think it's easier to type these numbers in, folks, but it's easier to click on the cell. All right, so now I want the mean. Well, the mean is the average. If I use my formulas and I type in mean, the only mean it's going to give me is my geometric mean. And we're not dealing with the geometric mean. We're just dealing with the everyday average. So here I just double click average. Now, instead of listing every one of these numbers and putting a comma between each one, which some of you are probably going to do, Turner, not mentioning any names, you guys just select the data. Look, just select the data, just like that, and hit enter. And there you have your mean. Pretty cool. Standard deviation, same thing, folks. We're just going to type in STD for standard, and now you get the standard deviation for the population, the sample, all these choices. And we did an experiment in class because we did not know which was the correct one. And we found that it's going to be this one right here, STDEV, standard deviation. And again, instead of typing in the standard deviation of each number, we are just going to select those values and hit enter. All right, I now have my standard deviation, and then I'm going to do the same thing for this set of data. I'm not going to do all this for you guys, but you can clearly see how to find your range, mean, standard deviation, and that'll help you with problems like 19 all the way through, I think, 26 or 27. The next thing that I wanted to show you or talk to you about is this question goes on to ask about the differences between the standard deviation between the Army recruits and the mall shoppers. And if you think about, look at these numbers. The Army recruits has a range of 15, so there's a difference of 15 inches from the smallest to greatest. I'm not going to do all these, but let's just take a quick look at the range of the mall shoppers. 43 inches. So the range is a lot different. What about the standard deviation? The average difference between each measurement is a little bit more than 4, about 4.1 inches. The average distance. What do you think the average distance is between the mall shoppers? I know I wasn't going to do this, but I guess in order to discuss this, I have to. But it only takes a second. Some of you guys are spending an hour doing these standard deviations with your calculators. Use Excel. All right, so here I see that the average difference between inches measurements of the mall shoppers is 14 inches. And then it asks you to discuss why. Well, think about Army recruits. They're all grown people. We did a problem in the last chapter to show the probability of an Army recruit being a male or a female. So the probability that these 9 recruits are males is pretty high. You have random mall shoppers. Those could be kids, 33 inches tall. You have children, little elderly ladies, and full grown men. So you have such a wide variety of folks in the mall. So you're going to discuss all that later on in the problem. All right, well, I hope that helped, folks. Get your homework done.